Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Reverend Donna Seraphina. I am a spiritualist, reverend, and a psychic medium. I also have a background in criminal justice. All right, that's my college degree. And normally I do a lot of crime videos, but I have a lot of interest, just like all of you. And the main thread is the golden thread, the search for God and the search to prove the afterlife. So, anyways, last night I retained a plop of information, psychic information, and I was going to put it up. And I thought, I want to meditate a little longer and see if I pick up anything more. Well, they essentially gave me the same thing they gave me last night and about this. And then I was moving on to do another requested reading, and I wasn't getting anything. And so I thought, I better go back to that spy thing and finish that and put it up. And I looked online, and within the last hour from when I am making this, they shot it down. So hopefully it's in enough shape where they can fully determine what occurred and what is really going on. However, I want to share with you the psychic plop, what I call the psychic plop. And what that is if you're doing a lot of meditating or even a lot of spiritual stuff, you may sometimes just receive what feels like a download of information. So last night, as I was praying before I went to sleep, I asked, maybe tomorrow we could do about the balloon. And then they actually put that in my mind. So I'm just going to share it with you. Take it for what you will. I know some of you are going to go, oh, that's obvious. I mean, we all know that they could put a nuclear thing just above the atmosphere to do an EMP, right? We all know that. That's not the psychic plop, though. So here it is, okay? I got some little clips for you that I made in the last hour based on what occurred last night. Here we go. I'm going to play these little clips for you, okay? So last night, as I was drifting off to sleep, I asked my guides if tomorrow we could do a reading about the Chinese balloon. And as I was drifting off to sleep, I received what I call a plop of information. Well, I call it that way. It's because information comes from somewhere and just kind of plops in. It's not from me. It's not my thinking. It's an awareness of a ball of information, if you will. And what that information was that this has sonar. So the plop of information was that this balloon is geared and works to use sonar mapping so they can get the precise location of the deep underground missiles and also of, I don't know if it's accurate to call them underground cities, but underground military bases could be more accurate of a word. So they can map those out because they're close enough over, and that's why they wanted to bring it over our military bases. They beam down energy and it beams back. The precision goes even to be able to see a hallway and how deep that hallway is. So in addition to the mapping of the missile silos and the precise location and depth, then they also are mapping some underground, what they call continuity of government, so that in the event of a nuclear exchange, they can be more precise with their bombs. So, and missiles. You can get a lot from watching satellites. They could get a lot from that. They could map out everything above ground, but this specifically is for mapping out everything below ground. And it bounces off sonar waves and comes back. So that was the plop of information that I received before I went to sleep last night. You see, they're mapping underneath the ground is what they're doing with their sonar. And they're practicing. Because obviously all they would have to do is explode one of those and America's power grid would go down, right? So if it contained nuclear fallout material, or if it contained a nuclear bomb and the Chinese exploded it, then that would put our electrical grid offline. So unless you have a solar generator or at least a gas generator, but you have to remember the gas pumps might not work because they're electric. So, and I did get a little spirit energy about that. So is this a practice? Okay, and with the level of, you would say, magnification or camera availability, what they're showing me is like you could see one person on the ground and see their facial features and everything. So with that, they could actually assassinate somebody if they wanted to. Directed energy. There I see some directed energy type of thing as well. It's equipped with that. Essentially, it's a mapping thing, but it's a mapping thing for things that can't be seen as easily with the satellites. It's a mapping for, like, say, the precise location of a missile silo and then how deep it is. So that way they send like a missile over, so they're not just sending them random. There could be dummy missile silo lids and stuff like that. So they want to see where the actual nuclear missiles are. And they can see into the ground with that, with the sonar on that. And I have spirit energy about it. Real spirit energy. So